Okay, everybody, here we go. Let me fix my hairdo real quick. Can you guys hear me? I hope you can hear me all right. I always get like, oh God, here we go when I hit that go button over there. So I really do hope we're good. Anyway, yes, thank you, Hippie Jazz Temple. You're always on top of that. I appreciate it. Hey, what are these little king hat things with the numbers next to it? I have no idea what that is, but it looks cute. Anyway, guys, listen, the real story today, we're going to talk about everything. This. Look at gold, look at silver, crude oil. You know why crude is getting propped up right now. More war. Imagine our shock. More war, more death, more pain, and more suffering. It just doesn't stop. Thank you, too. I appreciate that so much. Despite the fact that we got absolutely abysmal economic news, it's actually official. I want you to think about what I'm saying here. 3 months of 3 consecutive months of manufacturing contraction. We are now officially in a manufacturing recession. Let me ask you, why aren't we hearing that from any of our illustrious leaders? They're not going to tell you that. They can't, because first of all, they think you're too stupid to know what it actually means. This is the definition of a manufacturing recession. It's not done by a long shot, but despite the fact that we got abysmal economic news, the stock market finished higher, even though it was down most of the day, substantially down at one point. Why? Well, it realizes that more easy money is coming. What did we just hear out of the mouth, out of the pie hole of Fed creature Waller? Waller said multiple cuts are coming. Look, man, it's an incredible thing to see. The dollar is getting decimated. This is, again, on a relative strength basis. Cryptocurrencies, a little mixed today. Nothing major going on here. Now, with regard to the economic news that we got today, I mean, U.S. manufacturing activity contracts for a third month. Let's just see what it says here. This is Bloomberg, by the way. U.S. factory activity contracted for a third consecutive month, and the gauge of imports fell to a 16-year low. Whoa. Incredible. The Institute for Supply, thank you, Mama Bear. I appreciate that. James, thank you. Thank all you guys and girls. I love you guys. The Institute for Supply Management Manufacturing Index edged down, and it's in contraction, and any reading below 50. So again, it's officially official. So what I put out here for you guys, again, please, 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 guys, this is for you. I work for you. Please subscribe to my newsletter right here. This is in your inbox. This is about right here. You see this? I outlined it here for you. What's exactly going on? So let me read this to you, and then I'm going to talk about the Babylonian priest, the Babylonian high priest himself. And we're talking about, hold on a minute. What is this nonsense here, man? I want to get rid of this. We're going to put you in a timeout over here. What is it with all this nonsense? It's incredible. Anyway, guys, listen. So we're going to do this. We're going to cover this, and you guys already know, but then we're going to talk about the Babylon high priest, Jamie Dimon, who is warning again on the debt market, confirming what you and I already know. So, Lions, we have a big problem. This is breaking news at the time. U.S. factory activity and manufacturing has now contracted for a third consecutive month. Again, this is the definition of a manufacturing recession. 3 straight months in the red zone below 50 confirmed that U.S. manufacturing is in a recession. Now, again, this is not a blip. This is not some kind of just an outlying event. This has been going on. It's only going to get worse. But just wait for the fake news media, the propaganda, the garbage to start coming out, and they're going to spin it every which way that they can. Sarah, thank you. I appreciate you very much. So this also tells us that a broader slowdown in demand and output is it's well underway. Moreover, input costs are rising. Do you remember you and I going back, I don't know, months ago, speaking how about input costs, especially here for the small businesses who can't handle it, are going to continue to rise. Do you recall that? let me tell you something. There's something so dark going on right now. This is a wipeout. If you thought it was bad during COVID with regard to small businesses, we're kind of done with this. Anyway, guys, listen. So, what this means, and a lot of people are going to ask, so what does this mean for the stock market? So equities, companies with manufacturing exposure, it should make sense to you. The industrial sector as a whole will face margin compression, lower earnings, and therefore stock price weakness. But not if the Fed gets in here and buys it all. Not if the Fed gets in here and devalues the dollar by pumping more easy money into the markets, devaluing everything. And of course, on the back of a weaker dollar, everything costs more, even shares of stock. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that very much. So, Lions, this is exactly what we have been warning about, you and I, for hour and a half freaking long. Global trade is retreating. Demand is dropping by their own numbers, okay? And moreover, the United States economy is rapidly losing momentum. And all this is occurring as prices continue to rise. Remember, it was temporary, it's transitory. You don't even hear about inflation anymore. Turn on the mainstream media. It's been removed from the narrative. You can't mention the word. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that. It's just gone. Anyway, do you think that any of this really, people, is by accident? Any of it at all? Let's talk more about a comedy of errors or whatever. So we heard from this creature, the Babylonian freaking high priest today, came out with another warning, a warning about the bond market. And this is causing investors to put cash to work outside the United States. I'm going to tell you something right now. Because of what's going to happen with the Federal Reserve, look, what are they going to do? Are they actually going to cut spending? No. They're going to balloon it. So I would say that any investor right now that's seeking to move outside the United States will be back, because this is a worldwide phenomenon here. I think we're on the same page. This is crazy. What is this guy doing over here? This is too much. Hold on a second here, guys. Let's see how you got rid of him. Okay, good. Let's just get rid of this guy forever, man. Hide user. He'll probably come back, but we got rid of him right now. Anyway. So, guys and girls, let me cover this. You're going to love this part. And this is incredible because, again, this tells us all that you and I have been 100% correct. We don't need to hear from Babylonian high priests to know what's going on. So this is also in your inbox if you subscribe to my newsletter. Again, link in the description of this video. So Babylonian priest Jamie Dimon warns again on the debt market. People, it's a time bomb of the highest order. We all know that, okay? It's going to go off. And Jamie Dimon creature thing is just rearing his ugly head right now, telling us what we already know. We could laugh in its face. Remember, Dimon is a thing. He's part of the super elite crowd. But again, this message about the bond market isn't to you. It's to the elite. You understand? He's sending out his messages here to them. Be ready for impact. Brace for impact. We know it's here. It's out of control. Han, thank you so much. I appreciate you all very much. So let me read this for you guys. And again, please, please, please read through this for yourself. I don't write this for me. It's for you. I'd like you guys to, share this stuff far and wide if you really could. Incredible. All right. Anyway, today on CNBC, Dimon warned again on the debt market, but Dimon's warnings are no surprise to anyone here. Dimon and other Babylonian priests like U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who has a fan club. When I speak badly, or actually I don't speak badly about the man, the creature thing that it is, when I tell the truth about Scott Bessent, I get attacked. Well, Scott Bessent is a creature, a thing. Every single U.S. Treasury Secretary is nothing but a thing, and they peddle U.S. debt. So Dimon and other Babylonian priests like U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and many others are trying to manage the narrative, but it's not working. People are starting to wake up. Now, Dimon is now echoing what you and I have been saying all along. Ready? Here we go. Because I have it. Let's do this together. The U.S. is being ruled by its central bank and is therefore trapped in an endless cycle of borrowing, skyrocketing debt and deficits, deliberate currency purchasing power destruction, propping up the economy with artificial demand via easy money policies, and deliberately killing the middle class and the economy. With that above, as a result, the Fed gets to monetize the debt, allowing itself to inflate and get even more powerful. Go ahead, make that up. It's impossible to do. All this manipulation, people, which has zero resemblance to any type of a free market system, has now inflated the largest stock market bubble in world history. But, and this is where it gets interesting, when the bond market starts to demand higher risk premium, the entire system starts to shake. And when it shakes, well, creatures like Jamie Dimon just happen to, get shaken out of it. And that's exactly what's going on here. The debt market, which is the key to the system, you all know that is seeing more pressure. So Dimon gets shaken out, the Babylonian priest. So I go on to say, Lions, you and I have been raising this alarm long before Babylonian high priest Jamie Dimon started to open his Babylonian pie hole. Okay? And what he's saying now confirms everything that I have been saying. This is the end of the debt-fueled game, and the cracks in Babylon's foundation are getting too big to ignore. Babylon's last trick, well, here they are. War or shock or a combination of both. Historically, when debt-based systems crack, empires reach for distraction and destruction. Look over here, don't look over there. Sound familiar? A shock event, a false flag, or open war to keep the system alive a little longer. Lions, it is well timed to prepare outside of their system. Babylonian high priest Jamie Dimon's words are not prophecy. They're proof. They are proof that the world's elite know what's coming. And he is obviously one of the super high priests, one of the super high elite exalted ones around here. Okay, the 1%ers, the fraction of a percent. And so he's out here getting floated out. Not for you. Again, this is not for you. Because with Jamie Dimon, he just floated out there to say, I told you so. But what he's really doing is letting the super elite know the time is at hand. The time is at hand. I think it's at hand, absolutely. Oh, anyway. I don't know who created Bitcoin, my bro. I don't have a clue about that. I wish I could tell you. It certainly wasn't me. Anyway, look, guys, we got this. Well, we've been absolutely vindicated. Everything we're saying, everything we've done, we're doing for a reason here. How are we positioning ourselves outside of their system? I understand that we are forced to participate in it. Okay, central bank issued notes, the debt-based system, but we really should be loading up on gold, especially silver. Yes, acquiring Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and look, man, did you see what happened to the stock market today? Despite the fact that we are officially in, again, 3 consecutive months of contraction here in the manufacturing sector means we are in a manufacturing recession. It's the definition of it. Okay. Why did the market finish positive after being down hundreds of points earlier? Well, because it's saying, okay, Fed, we're ready. Start pumping the system. You got Waller yesterday making the promise that we're going to see a lot more of that. Would you recommend selling crypto and going all in on physical? If you have a profit here in cryptocurrency, and I know you do, if you've been with me, I don't see anything wrong with putting your cash to work in physical silver there. Okay, it's never wrong. I would say this. This is a great question, Keith. Here we go. You got a profit in your Bitcoin and your crypto, pull the profit. Leave your initial investment in there and buy silver, or go all in on silver. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I believe it's the most undervalued asset in the freaking world, bar none right now. And we're going to see, again, look, man, don't listen to Greg Mannarino anymore. Listen to Jamie Dimon, who's now warning. He warned last week and he warned today that the debt market is cracking. Okay, he sees it. We see it. We saw it. He saw it when we saw it as well. But he couldn't tell you. You understand? We've only been saying this for what? Going on 12 years now? Yeah, that's how long it took for Dimon to get shaken out. You understand? Right now, the foundation of the debt-based system of the debt market, it's rocking. And out pops, Well, the Babylonian high priest himself, Jamie Dimon, to tell us all what we actually already knew. You can't make this stuff up, but that's the truth. That's exactly where it's going. Oh, anyway, yeah, absolutely, Amanda, you're 100% correct on this. It's over. It's over. But you see, it's a corpse. It's a zombie. What? Look, the system is doing nothing but consume and consume and consume. It produces nothing. I mean, let's look at the U.S. economy here. Last 3 months, U.S. manufacturing in contraction. We're not exporting anything. We're not even importing anything anymore. Wait till you see what's about to happen over the next few months because of this. Prices are going to skyrocket. So hunker down. Hunker down. You got to put some cash away here, people. I'm telling you, you're going to need it a little bit. All right. I know that's the last place that you want to be. It's the last place I want to be, but you're going to need it. You're going to get squeezed from every single angle moving forward, every angle. So just be ready for that emotionally, spiritually, physically. They are not done, in my opinion, pressuring us harder and harder. They are really trying, and they're being very successful in squeezing whatever's left of the middle class down into the lower rung of society, which I said would happen over a decade ago. They're not done. They're going to push and push and push you. They want you down there. Why? They want you dependent on the system. Get outside the system. Start to align yourself more so than you ever have with more like-minded people. Be Black. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What happened on Wednesday? So we are looking for something on Wednesday. I don't know. We're always preparing for what's happening, people. This is not a doom and gloom channel, all right? This is a channel for people that are awake, people that have been able to see what's happening here from over a decade ago. Think about that. Some of you have been with me since day one out here. And we've built something. We've built something real. We are making a difference. You use Chat GPT to trade. I didn't even know you could do that. I would be very careful with that if I were you. Okay. I don't know anything about how that system works. But I would say if you're actually using Chat GPT to trade, okay. I don't know what to say about that. I would not do that. But again, I don't know enough about it, but that's just my whole thing. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out there, guys. Because listen, be real careful out here. Okay. You already know what to do. We've got this so down, you and I, inside out, backwards, and sideways. We got this down. And we're not going to deviate. We are not going to deviate from our plan. I and I have been on the same plan forever. Okay. Betting against the debt, becoming our own central bank. Okay. Trying to be as much as outside of their system as possible. Keep in these institutions with regard to cash only what you need. I am telling you, I and I here, called the regional bank issue before anybody else. Before anybody else I ever heard of. Months before we had the regional banks before then they got rescued. Some of them got bought out. Okay, we're going to see much more of that. The black hole balance sheets through commercial real estate that these small institutions are loaded up with here. And the big banks, they're in the same boat. But the big banks are going to absorb the smaller ones. They're going to get their assets for pennies on the dollar. And the big banks like JP Morgan, okay, they got a main line right to the Federal Reserve. But I'm not saying you should keep your cash there. I still say keep only what you need to transact in their system in a credit union. Now, again, don't twist my words. I am not saying these are safe. These are not safe. These are safer. They have zero derivative exposure. Before you do anything or move your cash around, I would suggest going to, let's say, whatever credit union you have in mind. There's usually one in your neighborhood, okay, and talk to the people there. Say, listen, do you have any exposure to the derivative market? What does this institution invest in? Does it invest at all? Or does it invest only in their members? You understand? This is how credit unions work. So I would suggest that look into this. This whole system is coming apart, and everything we've said has been correct. It's incredible, really is. We've been you and and I here. We've been bad mouthed. We've been put down. We've been laughed at. But you know who's laughing now? We are. We are. Lava. How are you, Lava? Good to see you. I know you took care of everybody while I was away. I needed to get away, man. I really, really did. All right, guys. You hits the fan. I know where to get gold. You guys want to talk about anything else before we part? Just till tomorrow? Anything specifically you want to talk about here? 69 Strat. I wish I had one. That's not even a real Strat back there. It's a knockoff, but that thing sounds great. You hate your credit union? Why? Credit unions are usually okay, and they usually take care of their members as well. No, I am not buying a Donald Trump meme coin. No interest at all whatsoever. I know some of you do. They're not for me. So I'm just not even going to go there. XRP. You guys like XRP? You like Bitcoin? They stole $100,000 from you? That's crazy, man. Anyway, look, man, whatever you do in life, you got to be careful. You got to understand that we're swimming with criminals. The whole system is a criminal enterprise. Are we on the same page with that? We're being robbed blind here via the mechanism of artificially suppressed rates. Do you remember a time? Some of you are as old as I am. Now, I'm going to be 60 years old. My God, next month I'll be 60. I'll be 60 years old next month. I remember a time when you actually had, and thank you, Dr. Rizman, I appreciate that. There was a time when your interest earning account kept your head above water. Right now, you keep cash in any institution. You're being robbed blind via the mechanism of artificially suppressed rates. When you hear a central banker like Waller promising you that rates are going to be cut, or a president or a world leader saying, I demand lower rates in a week or dollar, they're working not for you. They're working for themselves, for the central banks here, because that's exactly what we do not need. Long live coins. Much love right back at you. Much love back at everybody here. Will I flee America? I don't know, man. I hope not. We just got to make the right connections, man. It doesn't matter where we go. It's not just America here, that we're all in the same boat. The world today is either at war one way or the other, in actual kinetic war, or a war where central banks are at war against we the people. And we do not have representation here. We should not be paying any taxes. We have zero representation. The central banks of the world are the governments, and they create their product out of nothing. Then we work, think about what I'm going to say, for the privilege to borrow central bank issued notes into existence. Then we owe those central bank issued notes back to the issuing central bank, plus interest they create out of nothing, out of thin air. It's the most satanic system in the history of the world. And that's why people are being destroyed. Is the tokenized system going to be rolled out this year? They're going to roll out the tokenized system after creating a shock and awe event. Again, they're going to make us beg for it. People don't want this tokenized system, but everybody knows it's coming. It's a very interesting paradox. Everyone knows it's coming. Really, even people who don't know it's coming, they know it's coming. They understand the dollar is dying. They realize, maybe some people don't, but I find it very hard to believe that people are that blind. They bought all the lies leading up to the presidential selection. They bought it all, hook, line, and sinker. And now they're starting to question if I and I were correct. Yes, we got to take care of each other. And I were correct here. All right. I'm referring to you as I. All right. We are not separate. We are one. Okay. I don't know another way to put this here. We got to keep doing what we're doing. And we're not going to stop. We are not going to stop. Emanon, exactly. You have a bad attitude. You know what? Sometimes a bad attitude can be a good thing, but not here. Okay, this is a family. This is something that we've created together. JEPQ. I still own it. I have not added to it. I am considering doing so. I'll be honest with you. because I know more easy money's coming. Um, and that's why the market today, even on the back of a confirmed recession, I mean, the definition today, we've hit it. 3 consecutive months of contraction in manufacturing. This is a recession. But what did the market do? Higher. That's because the Fed's about to go completely ballistic. And they're telling us they're going to do it. This is how they finish it, by destroying the middle class, by wiping out the economy, fostering the greatest wealth transfer in the world, right up to the 1% and 2%ers here, right up to the Jamie Dimon, the Babylonian priests here. That's all they are. There's no difference here between Babylon of the Bible and what we have here. It's exactly the same, and the ends for the same reasons. I know I could sit here and preach to the choir, but I think we're pretty much. How much can they buy? The Fed can buy anything, and they can lend to anyone. Think about what I just said here. It's a good question. How much? The question is, how many stocks can Powell buy? He can buy it all. He can buy the entire market. But there's a price. Currency purchasing power losses. It helps them. You have to understand, why does a central bank want to devalue its currency? Let's think about that. When a president or a world leader calls for a weaker dollar, calls for lower rates, that allows the central bank to create more currency or more debt. So when a central bank weakens its currency, it gets to create more. That is what they want, more debt. This currency that they issue to us all, these are units of debt that we don't own. We work for the privilege to borrow them into existence, like I just said before, okay? It allows the central bank to get stronger. It's an incredible thing. And they suck it right out of the economy. They suck it right out of us. Stand? Overstand. We got to start changing our language here a little bit. You can't understand something unless you stand over it, right? So we're going to start saying overstand. And hey guys, listen, all this stuff that we've spoken about, it's an incredible thing to see. It really, really is. And it's going exactly as we would have expected it to. And I'm not saying I'm right 100% of the time. I've made mistakes here, a lot of them, man. But I would say we're right 90% of the time. Jonathan, thank you. I really, buying natural resources. Yeah, absolutely. We don't have regulatory clarity, flip-flop. Yeah, we get all that, dude. Hey, what are these little crowns with the numbers on them? I don't know what these are. I've never seen these before. Lava's here. Yeah, what are all these little things? I don't know. They're cute anyway. All right, guys, listen, I think we're going to call it. Getting kind of long here. It's almost a half of an hour. I want to thank you guys for being here. Honestly, if you got something out of this video, please comment. Please share the video. Get it out there. Thanks for your love, for your support. We got each other's backs always. It's not going to change. And I appreciate all of you. This is a beautiful thing that we've created. In my life, I would have never known that we would create this here. Mona, thank you. I appreciate that very much as well, guys and girls. Yeah, we got to walk light, man. We got to travel light. Let me say this. When I went away, I was in St. Thomas, and I walked into another Rasta. I consider myself a Rastafarian, and we were talking, and it was amazing. It was like we almost knew each other. Wow, David, thank you so much. I appreciate. Oh my God, everything would lock up, dude. Everything would lock up. It'll be over. It's just everything is going to stop. So anyway, and when we parted, he told me, he said, "Walk light, my brother," and walk light. What a statement. Be stress free. Just realize what's happening, but don't let it get you down. We're in Babylon, yeah, but we're taking action against Babylon. You and I here, we're lighting Babylon on fire. You understand? With this, we're enlightening people. We're raising awareness as to what's really going on. Man, my head's a mess. Walk light, man. All right. Love you. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right. And we'll put this all together again. All right. So that's it. I will see you guys in the morning. Take care of each other as always. And thank you for your support. You're all amazing. Clemente, thank you for that. Hi, everybody. And I don't know what else to say. I'll read through the comments and I'll try to answer some if I can. I got to go do a chart review right now. It takes me a while. And for those of you that are looking forward to that, I figured by about, I don't know, give me about about 2 hours from now, and I'll have a new breakdown of the S&P 500, a new breakdown of oil, gold, for you, Bitcoin, and also XRP with trades. All right, so just give me a little time to get that out. So if you're interested in seeing that, give me about 2 hours. Check out my website. There's a link in the description of this video. It's all free. It's all there for you. All right, I'm out of here. That's it. See you tomorrow.